Hello and welcome. We are live again for the third evening in a row doing the Lego Death Star. Now, there is some other bits and pieces that I want to try and cover at the start of this live stream, and as it runs through, like I normally do with all the other little bits and pieces, we'll be jumping over to all the bits and pieces that are currently in the new Lego sale, because there is stuff on back order already. And then I want to check out the Bricklink Designer Program. The bar across hasn't actually moved, but they have made the terms and conditions much clearer, and it might be a slight worry to anybody that was trying to be sneaky in the last Bricklink Designer Program, where you cancelled your order, redid it to try and get a giveaway purchase, because that is now no longer a thing. So what we have running at the moment on the Lego website is, I will show you right now, not that, obviously, is some bits and pieces to do with the stuff that is obviously on the Lego sale. Now, there's lots of stuff to check out and see as it comes onto your screen right now. There's a few bits and bobs which I think might be interested to quite a few of you. So we have, obviously, the Medieval Town Square and the other little bits and pieces. I've already done a video on this. It was 10 minutes long. It's only 4 pages of stuff. But very quickly, going back through this, there's stuff on back order already. So we've got the Dragon, that's on back order. So I haven't clicked to see how long that is on back order for. That's on back order into the 15th. We then have the one beside it, which is the Lunar module. What is that on back order to? That is on back order again to the 13th. And there is a Speed Champions car that is also on back order. And that is the only 3 sets at the moment. I'm not too sure if this went live last night or when this sale went live, because I did a video from the Lego website and it wasn't all of this stuff, and now it is all of this stuff. But there's the Lambo. So the Lambo's down to 1679, and again it's the 13th of October. Now, as I am on at the Lego website, I made a bit of a schoolboy error yesterday. So I want to show you what I meant to show you guys and girls yesterday, and I completely fluffed up. So if you type in Star Trek on the Lego website, it does this. This is what I was trying to show everybody yesterday, and they've got a really cool video. And they did the same thing with Jurassic Park, where he did the error code, but this, which is pretty cool. So there is a teaser on the Lego website. I didn't know that was on the actual website, and there is obviously the main man himself. So I am looking forward to seeing what is going to be coming soon under the Star Trek banner. And this time, I've actually shared it with you. It's taken a while. It's only taken 2 lives to actually get that nailed. Moving on to the next and last thing before I tuck into the chat, and then obviously we tuck into the actual build itself. Now, the Bricklink Designer Program we covered yesterday. They have all funded. There's 6 days left. However, the terms and the conditions are now in bullet point form for everybody to see. And I think this is some of the important things. You can use your insider points for a discount because you will receive insider points. You do not qualify for the Lego Shop gift with purchase, and the brick orders do not qualify for the Lego Shop Insider Rewards redemption. So you can't use your points towards the set, nor does your set qualify for the gift with purchase. Now, this was a big hoo-ha in the last one because they released this with, I do believe, quite an important giveaway. Can't remember what the giveaway that was. Some people cancelled this to reorder it, and I said straight away that the Lego Group aren't going to be doing that because it does not include pre-orders. So now they have got it stated in bullet point form. You're not getting it. So if there is a giveaway running at the moment, you are not going to be getting that. So I do not think anybody that tried to beat the system last time, you're not going to get it either, because it will be classed as a separate website, which was clear as day. And of course, it is not included for pre-orders. So even if it was in your shopping basket, I don't think you're going to be getting it. So that might be a bearer of bad news, but they have all funded and they all look great. The more and more I look at this, the more and more I like the look of it. But, well, we'll play it by ear and see what is going on. So let's jump into the chat. Good evening to everybody. So Brick Guy, good evening to you. Just got a misprint of the Hot Tub Troop ahead in happy days. So we have got a couple of collectors that do like to find different minifigures in different forms. So obviously Anything with a misprint is always a good thing. And Mr. Lego King, good evening to you, sir, as well. Hopefully you are good. Have you made your train journey okay? Is everything ticking over all right? Now, for whatever reason, it looks like I've got weak signal at the moment. So hopefully it's coming through cleanly enough. There we go. I've moved it a smidge and it's back up to 3 bars. So it's jumping between 1 and 3. Very, very windy this evening. So hopefully it will come across okay. Right. Lighting setup, I've actually washed, which makes a change. We are on bag number 15, which is the start of booklet number 2. So booklet number 2 looks like this. Now, I've done a full unboxing video, and obviously all the bits and pieces are out and about. But the amazing thing is, for booklet number 2, is that is all you build. So the bits that are not red is all I'm going to be doing out of the next 194 pages. So it's going to be quite interesting with regards to what it is, because it does look like we're going to be starting off with the trash compactor prison cell, which is great. So let's tuck into this and see exactly what is going on. If you are a fan of any of the Bricklink Designer stuff, then obviously please let me know. Did you get anything? I have got a poll running on in the background as well, which at the moment we are 50% for a Bricklink set. Some of you are getting both from the sale, and some of you said not for me. So nobody's going to get something individually from the sale. And obviously there is a lot of stuff in that Lego sale. So obviously that's the Star Trek, but going back to what's on, big shopping tab. And you have got a lot of different bits and pieces in the Lego sale. As you can see, it does look very, very good. It'd be a good idea, actually, if I shared the screen. So there it is. So there's lots and lots of different bits and pieces in there for you to have a look at and see. And yeah, there's some good value stuff on that. Some obviously Star Wars stuff, mix of everything. The cranes at a good discount and everything else. And the more expensive stuff at the top, which is going to be up in here. It is all looking very, very good. So I wonder how long that they're actually going to last for and how long they're going to be about for. So good evening to you. Hopefully you are good as well. So good evening to everybody. And let's just tuck into this, see what we can do with regards to this. I have moved the lighting around ever so slightly so I can actually see the instruction booklet potentially a little bit better. I've been doing other filming up here for other bits and pieces as well. So like I said, bag 15, which is the start of booklet number 2. Looks like we get Chewy to tuck into and start. The nice thing is obviously the bag sizes, as I spin this around so you can actually see, the bag sizes are nice bite-sized bag sizes. So you can see that there's not too much on the table. And yeah, it should be, hopefully, coming through on the camera all right. So yeah, we'll see exactly what is going on, because obviously I'm using the camera on top of the laptop still for now. I have got a building cam which is going to be used on another phone, so when it gets to that point of where this thing just gets so big. Oh, so this is the first bag where we have lots and lots and lots of small pieces. Everything else has been massive bricks. They've been easy to find. We have got loads and loads of clear, square, translucent pieces. So it looks like this trash compactor scene is going to be rather detailed. Now, Chewy is obviously just Chewy. Where is his arms? There is his bow and arrow. There's his torso. So his torso is just completely brown. There's no print on him whatsoever. So you just clip him through, add his legs on, add his his bow. And yeah, he's then good to go, which is that one just there. And I will add him on to there because I do not want to be losing these minifigures. Lego King, where are we? Got a bad line, sorry. Train telly. Well, he's on the train at the moment, so I would imagine you're going to be jumping in and out with your signal, but just do what you can do. Hopefully you're not going to be stuck on the train for too long. Right, we are away. So it looks like we are just going to be building the outer wall for all of this. And because I can see the instruction booklet a little bit cleaner, I should be able to build this a little bit quicker. So if anybody has got anything from the Bricklink Designer program, what have you got? I did say when the Bricklink Designer program for this wave came out, I did want the walk. the more I think about it, the more I think it would work very, very well with the A-frame cabin, and also potentially the old fishing stall, the little bits and pieces like that as well, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So there's no, if it's not working 100% well, with regard, well, I say it's not working 100% well because you don't know how well they're selling. I'm assuming they're going to be there for a while. Are they going to disappear? I don't know with the Bricklink stuff. How long have you got? It's not a very nice game that they're playing because it kind of puts me off caring as much, because I really like the fact of, I had one of 10,000 or one of 20,000. I don't care how many it is, but it's always quite nice to see how well they're doing. And yeah, not so much now. So with regards to this, like I said, lots and lots of single pieces for the first ever time. They haven't used these. Obviously, they've done this to be able to, I'm assuming, add in lots of the other little bits and pieces, because everything else so far, they've not done stuff on purpose where they've just tried to get the brick count up. So, which is nice, because obviously in previous sets we have question going where it's got X amount of bricks, because obviously the pieces are bigger, smaller, whatever else. But so far, I'm assuming that that is the whole size of the track compactor set. Yeah, it will be. So it's a 16 by 16. I'm guessing that's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 16 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. 16 by 14 for that one. So it's a couple of individual pieces all put together. And obviously that sits on the back. And then you've got lots and lots of space and studs in front of it as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be quite an interesting little build, this. I know I'm building it away from the camera today, but it's just how it might have to be with regards to where I'm putting the pieces. Because if I move the instruction booklet over, it shines on it. And if I put that there, you're not going to see it. So I'll keep picking it up so you guys and girls can see it as we go. But like I said, I think when I get, especially when I get maybe to I can get away with it on this booklet, but on the next booklet, I'm going to need a higher seat. I'm going to have to start standing up, which isn't going to be as fun. We've got a lot of little 1x2 tiles going on in this, and a lot of the little square bits. I'm assuming it was clear water they fell in then. I thought it was, I know it's trash compacted juice, shall we say, is what they're actually rolling around in. But I thought it was more murky than clear. But they've gone for clear with the black base plate, so maybe it will give that effect of muck and dirt as we go. But I don't know if I've seen the trash compactor built. Jay's Toy Collection UK has it. It's in its to-do pile, I think. So it'd be interesting to see what the style of his floor is, because it's just starting to come together on the bottom on there. Here we go. So need a little TIE fighter hanging in the back after. Well, it comes with the TIE fighter, doesn't it? So the TIE fighter actually sits in. So the giveaway has the TIE fighter, which sits in the actual hangar bay. But yeah, you could add some of the larger TIE fighters and the X-Wings flying around it as well. I don't know if the micro scale would work with it, or you would want the sort of like the play scale, like the Lego City scale. Not too sure which one would be a better thing. But yeah, it's solid wood actually. So it's not plasterboard, and it's got the solid wood going through. So you could easily put in the screw hooks on there and just hang it around. So that would be okay. That has been something that's been spoken about for a while, actually, trying to get ships up in the ceiling. But we will see what happens with all of that, because yeah, I don't know what size would actually be better with this, because the play scale might be in proportion, or it might be a little bit too big. So maybe it needs to be the micro scale ones, but then would that be too small? That is the only thing. Right, we've got a couple of different brand bits going in. They've added some very, very weird shapes into this. So wonder what effect we're going to get. I wonder how are we coming all the way forward as this, or are we going to start building walls with the different bits and pieces, because this is definitely the most time I've spent on just one thing, because normally you're putting it straight into the set. That's annoying. Of all the times to get a mistake, wouldn't be when I'm doing the tiling. Oh, why? Be all right if I put all of them in, but I didn't. I missed one. What are we saying? Micro scale might be good. Micro scale might be good from a backdrop point of view, because you could. Yeah, well, it's true, because you could get the like the Marvel type sticks, I guess, that could stick out of the different bits and pieces and add them to it, so they're kind of flying it all around. I'm sure that's what they did at Windsor. I think that's what they did at Windsor anyway. Yeah, they had loads of them, but I just don't know. I think it was their own scale that they did. That was the only thing. So yeah, it's just going to get a little bit creative. Obviously, it depends on where this goes and what height I've got with regards to the ceiling height and things like that. Because if I can get it up on the top shelf, then obviously I will do. If I can't get it on the top shelf, then I will not be able to. I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not. But keep the ideas coming in, because it's always nice to hear what people would do. And I think when this thing starts to come together, and again, I keep saying this, once people have seen this built in person, they'll realize how big this thing actually is. I am going to be very, very limited to where I can actually put, or any of this anyway. So yeah, we're just going to have to see what happens. But yeah, this is all starting to come together slowly. But it's it's been a nice pleasant build so far. But is there any other changes on the Lego website? No, it doesn't look like there. Is. I will check sort of every bag. I'll check just to see if anything is sold out or changed. But people start getting back from work now, so I would imagine that these might start selling out quite quick. But no, nothing as of yet. And obviously we can't see the Bricklink numbers, so that's completely spoiled that kind of thing, which is a little bit of a shame. But actually, what is the poll doing? So we're up to 43% on just a Bricklink set by itself. So it's a mix of basically Bricklink's in lead. Not For Me is in second place, because obviously some of the stuff that's in a sale now, a lot of people might already have. So unless people are thinking of doing potentially a massive late dive at all of the castle stuff, which is something I really, really did consider, and then obviously stopped. I would recommend it if you can do it. I would, because if you've got the space to make a beautiful diorama, give it a go. You've got the Daily Bugle that's retiring this year as well. So if you're a Marvel fan, obviously you've got all of that. Because I think, are we going to get a big Oscorp next year? Are they going to give us another small Oscorp, and then are they going to get bigger? Because they did that with the Avengers Tower, didn't they? They did a couple of play scales over the couple of years. So what has made life a little bit easier is, with regards to obviously purchases and things, is there hasn't been a super expensive Marvel set out this year. Obviously, we've had the DC set, which has come out at the time it's come out, but in previous years, the Marvel stuff has come out Black Friday, but it was DC Day on Black Friday, because that's when the first Tumblr and all the other little bits and pieces came out, and then all of a sudden it all changed. So we've got the For the Republic from the Republic. So good evening to you. Hopefully you are good. Have you picked yourself up anything in the Lego sale, or have you picked up anything from Bricklink? Because we don't know. Because we don't know who the numbers are. I've got to ask that question to absolutely everybody. Right, we are. I think hopefully the next bag it should just go back to the slightly bigger, the bigger pieces. It's thrown me a little bit that we've just got all of these smaller bits. I can see why they've done it because they've just added in on a smaller scale, or the one by one browns and things like that. But we are going, by the looks of it, all the way to the front. And it is starting to throw me a bit because I'm not paying enough attention. I keep putting the colours in the wrong bit, which is not what you want to be doing when it comes to the only thing that you can't actually get off. So, like I said, I jinxed myself on the first build because it went so smoothly. Yesterday was a little bit of a disaster because I just wasn't paying attention. And today, well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's going down all right-ish. But there seems to be a serious amount of little bits going down on this. So it's going to be a very... If this is the detail that's going to be going in to every single room on this, then it is going to be a very, very interesting build. But like I said, I've just started booklet number 2. We're on bag 15, and that is the very, very start of the diorama of the trash compactor. And we are about to run out of 1x2s. I did count them up before I went on the live stream, that we have 14 spare pieces. That's it. 14 spare. We're 14 bags. Well, we're now on bag 15. But you get one spare piece every few bags, and you get 2 in one bag, and then you don't get a spare piece in another. So every piece that they've given you is needing to be used. The gunship called Nickname the Balls. Yeah, it's a massive thing. I've got that there, and I've got the Venator just beside me. The big block of cheese is just beside me as well. So yeah, they are pretty cool. So we'll try and start making some sort of dioramas up with all these bits and pieces eventually, and then we'll just sort of see exactly what is going to be going on with everything. But it's quite interesting actually, just how many people are sat on the fence with this set. Some people really like it, some people despise it. So it's just, for me, saw it in store, I thought, yeah, it looks very, very, very good. But I think maybe when it's trying to get thrown down people's throat, it's just a bit of a different story. Right, I've just said that you don't get any spare pieces, and I have loads of spare pieces, which does not seem right at all. So something isn't right. Oh, it's because it's Chewie. Does Chewie have... Wow, okay. So his other weapon... Really? They've given you all these spare pieces for Chewie? Right, so I've got three blaster bits spare for Chewie. I've got 2 internal bits for the gun for him. And then we've got one clear spare, 1 grey spare, and 1 brown spare, and that's it. That's very, very strange. So all of a sudden this bag is giving you an army of spare pieces, and because I feel spoiled that we've actually been given spare bits. I think we've actually been given more pieces for the minifigure with Chewie with regards to the 3 shooter studs, which is going straight in here, and then you've got the 2 loaders for the actual gun as well, which I never put in. I never use them because of the cat, obviously. Cats. But he's got a large pokey stick as well. So there's definitely there's more spare pieces currently for Chewie than there is pretty much for the whole of this build. So he can have his pokey stick and he can stand just there, and we will carry on. What are we at? The Venator is fantastic. It's so sturdy. It goes into big. I don't know where you're from. I don't know if you're from the UK. it goes into huge sales, and the biggest sale it's been in is Argos. It was a big saving on Argos, because let's have a quick look together, because on the Lego website, let's have a look, because I didn't pay full price for it because I got it in a sale. He's just going to pop up there. So it went down to $350, I think, at the Lego website. Birthplace of Denmark. Well, that's basically my second home. So I used to go to the Lego house 3-4 times a year. I'm going to be going back up there later on this year. Massive fan of the Lego house, all the different Legoland parks around the world. So yes, I slightly jealous that you can just easily walk into the Lego house. And obviously you've got probably one of the best Lego stores in the world, because you've got a choice of the new largest Lego store in Europe. Obviously the largest Lego store in the world is Australia, before people think it's London. And then the largest Lego store now in Europe is the Lego store at Legoland Billund. And then you've got an amazing Lego house where you do get some of the exclusive different bits and pieces. But for us, it's about an hour and 20-minute flight. We used to be able to get over there same day return for, I think it was like £20. It was really cheap. And then Ryanair no longer fly over there. And now it's extremely expensive, which is a bit of a shame. It's on our drive, but I've been there many times to count. Well, yeah, I actually forget that it's not just Billund. It's a big area. But you also have some amazing Lego shows as well. That is on my list, to be honest. I have said that next year I want to make more of a conscious effort to get to more Lego shows, because I've done a couple, not to show, to film, because obviously that's what I enjoy doing. But I have said that I would like to get to some further afield as well, because the other year, instead of doing the Lego shows, I actually saved up, went over to Legoland California, and that was just mad. But no, next year I'm going to keep it a little bit closer. Germany's on the list because it's a cheap flight. Go to Stuttgart and ping over. Billund's on the list. Obviously, Windsor's easy enough because that's home turf for me with regards to Legoland, so that's not too bad at all. And then I just want to film more Legoland parks, the stores especially, because obviously it's amazing to see the bits and pieces that are there. And then just see sort of what unfolds with regards to the Lego shows. So it's always interesting, because I know certain shows you've got to book the tickets well in advance. There's a big one coming up in Canada as well. I would have liked to have done the one in America. That happened a few months back. That is on my radar. If I can do something like that, I'd love to just sort of go behind the scenes and do all those bits and pieces. But the next big one is over in Canada. So I think that one's going to slip away from me, which is a shame. But we can't do everything in a year. So anybody got any other Lego shows that they're going to be going to between now and the new year? Because there is quite a few coming up in the UK. I have seen sort of advertisements for quite a few of them. Some of them are a bit hit and miss in the UK. Some of them are massive, and some of them not so much. So you kind of got to pick and choose with the ones where it is that you want to go. Now, it's every single booklet. The dark brown you cannot make out at all. With regards to any instruction booklet, even with the nice lime green that they got around the outside, it's still a right royal pain in the backside to find anything. So we are definitely now in the bags of much smaller studs, which slows everything down a little bit. But if I can get the trash compactor done, I'll be happy, because I don't particularly want to leave this halfway. But like I said, that's the size of it. It looks like I'm making up a back wall. We have got the UCS R2D2. That looked great. That did look very, very good. And you've got the Falcon, the 75257. Let's have a look. 75257. 75257. Nice. Okay. So what we have is this one. And that has got a great minifigure selection because it's got Lando looking great, and obviously with Carl Weathers' passing, it's a shame, but yeah, he looks good. We got Finn in there. We've got a couple of others. So yeah, it's a great minifigure selection in that one, and obviously it's an iconic ship, so you can't go wrong with that whatsoever. Good value. That is good value. You can't go wrong for that. It's there's some really nice sets to be had. New, secondhand, whatever it is you want to do. Obviously, I think a lot of people really want the minifigures, obviously. But you know, it is what it is. You can only get what you can get at the times that they're out and available. But if you can pick up some of these sort of, say, older sets, they're not exactly massively old, but with a good minifigure selection, then you are absolutely laughing, because obviously the big UCS Falcon came with an array of characters, didn't they? And we're having this discussion yesterday. It's like, how long will that Falcon be out for? Because what is it they can actually do to make it any better than what it already is? Because it seems to be everybody keeps buying it. It seems to be one of those sets that just isn't going to go away. The price point has settled back down. So obviously there was a huge price increase, but all of the toy stores, especially over this way, when it goes into the sale, it goes back to its original price, which is a sale price. So if it was going into the sale on top of that, that would be amazing. But I don't think that's ever going to happen in a hurry. But on the Lego website, it seems to be extremely expensive. I know this has got a big price tag, but the Falcon's all well into the 730, 740 mark, I think. So with everything else that's out, you know, how do you prioritize the bits and pieces? Because obviously, if you're Star Wars fans and things, you're going to be all in for the different bits and pieces for Star Wars. If you're like, for myself, I'm very much looking forward to getting Arkham. I think the new Arkham Asylum looks fantastic. The Pirates of the Caribbean as well does look very, very good. The boat looks huge, and it's quite nice that they've made the ship. Because do you think they would have made the ship if this whole Johnny Depp thing never went away? Do you think that they've kind of gone, Disney's gone, please make it because we feel bad? Because obviously there's rumours, is there, that there might be another film coming out? Would they have ever done it? Because they don't like controversy, but obviously it all got swept under the rug. Did they literally go, we're going to design a new Black Pearl while that was happening? Because, what do they say? It takes about 18 months for them to design these bits and pieces. There must have been somebody somewhere thinking, yeah, there's going to be a lot of talk about this and people do want another ship. Just seemed to be came out at a very random time. But obviously this one, I think, is a massive upgrade from the other one. From what I've seen, I think other people might agree. They might not agree. But I haven't actually seen it built in person, so I don't know. So I would like to get to a Lego store and see it built. Me and Jay went to the Lego store in Bristol, and they didn't have it there. They had it in the box. I know it's on back order, but they did have it. The box was available to pick up and take home with you if you wanted to, obviously with the set included. But no, they didn't have it on display. So I need to go to another Lego store at some point before they take it apart. So I would like to see just how big it is. So I'm assuming the stores that don't have the Death Star built will have Arkham built still, and they will have obviously this Black Pearl. But what's going to happen when the Starship Enterprise comes out? Is that going to be put in the window? Are they going to keep it? Are they going to keep this Death Star in store built until Christmas? Are they going to keep it in store much longer than that? because I keep saying it, the images on the Lego website are so bad that I think people need to walk in and see it built for them to be sold on it. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a misery. Right, I was too busy talking nonsense, and I have put that on backwards and upside down. That was smooth. I was technically again off by a stud. You can see why the channel name is what it is. Right, we've got length of grey, and then we are going into one of them. This is all detailing for the wall. This is what this is. I'm still building the back panel. If you guys and girls want to guess what panel this is, but I wonder. There's a lot of bags. Obviously, it's a very, very big instruction booklet, but you're not getting very high. So I don't know what other rooms you're going to be building. It looks like you've got one room on the left, and then it looks like you're going to be doing something else on the right-hand side. But there is going to be a lot of building and a lot of detail, I think, going on. And you can see it, you can actually see it built. Well, I did when we went into store. But you can't see it on the website. It's all sort of just a little bit mashed up and hidden. Right, what's this poll? What's this poll doing? So we are jumped up to 45%, not for me. So nobody's getting anything from the Bricklink, and nobody's getting anything in the big sale, which is understandable. Are we waiting for the Star Trek? Are we waiting for other little bits and pieces? Who knows? So what is going to be happening? And also, let me just quickly do this. Is anybody getting... Oh, if obviously you've gone and watched this back on the replay. But even if you're not getting anything from the Bricklink Designer Program, which do you think is the best value and best looking set out of these 5? Because this time they are completely different. Because you've got an art factory, you've obviously got a castle, you've got a western, you've got a trail, and then obviously an off-roading adventure. So those two are similar. So you could get away with pretty much having kind of those two close together if you wanted to. It would work with regards to the tree bills and things. But 4 of the 5s definitely are very, very different indeed. So out of all of those, which ones would you pick if you could only get one of them? Because, well, we definitely can't ever have them all. Now, we are layering and layering all of these bits. There's a lot of pieces for this. No wonder you are not going very high on booklet number 2. You are just doing these 2 things, because the fact that this is what I've done now is 3/4 of one bag. So we've got layers on layers on layers of bits and pieces. So yeah, it's going to be interesting just to see what this does. But we are on step 413. Obviously now booklet number 2, so the pages don't really count, but booklet number 2 is page 24. And on this one, we have got Chewie walking across the bottom. They have given you already, they've given you Luke, Chewie, a couple of the troopers, general. So yeah, you got a good few of them. So it'll be interesting to see when you start getting the others, because the minifigures they've given you won't go in this. They might. Well, they might. Yeah, they might. I think they might have given you in the right order, because you might be able to steal. That's the other thing. If you wanted them dressed up in their stormtrooper outfits doing the scenes, you're going to need to get yourself some more stormtroopers and to actually take the heads off. Because I don't think this does come with enough stormtroopers, to be fair. But again, we're always greedy. We always want more and more and more and more. But this is one very, very detailed wall panel. And it keeps going as well. What elements? We've got telephone being used. but all sorts of different bits and pieces. Yes, I did say a telephone. We have actually got, where if I can find it, we have actually got the telephone piece, which is, where is it? Oh, there, it's upside down. So yeah, we've got the telephone piece. Well, that's very true. I think what I need to do is have a minifigure tripped up, banging his head as he goes through, because there's so many silly things that kind of go wrong with it. And obviously, you could do other weird and wonderful things with the Family Guy bits and pieces and other sort of comedic bits. But yeah, I think you're going to need another 20 of the troopers just to try and sort of fill it out ever so slightly, because they give you a good number of minifigures, but they obviously can't give you enough for each room. But that, well, I was about to say that is everything. We're about to turn it around, but we're not. We're still going. Right, so we are now. So we're connecting this bit, to that bit. I go right at the front. Where does that sit? So that sits right in there. I think this must move because we've got the groove on the side. So that is just one of the back walls. So that is literally a whole bag. And now we're adding in all of the detail to different bits and pieces. Where's that going? On the back wall. So this should be interesting. Because I don't want to be knocking these off. But yeah, you're starting to add in those bits. And then we've got very interesting use of part usage with the bits and pieces. I can see why people actually bought this set. Obviously not to build, because it's 10p a piece. They bought it to obviously break down, because you've got a huge selection of different elements and pieces in here. And I have seen actually already that people are selling this set for half price and they're keeping the minifigures. And I can't understand how these minifigures are worth. I understand some of them will be, because you get a couple of exclusive or first time in the line. But everything I'm looking at now, I'm looking at 8 minifigures, and each one of those they've already used about 30 times. There's no new print at all. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, we're going to be doing more live stream stuff. I'm going to be doing more builds, and obviously we'll do comparison sets and things like that. The Disaster series is still about, which is me basically getting this Lego room as a big theme park. But yeah, this is a new series that I'm now doing as a live, because I just like this. I just like the interaction with other people that enjoy Lego. And obviously, at the end of the day, it's just bricks that we put together. It's all at different price points, but some people like this set, some people don't. It's just interesting to get people's feedback of what they sort of collect and what they enjoy. And yeah, it's all good fun. But thank you for subscribing. And yeah, next live will be either Thursday or next Sunday. Any clankers? I'm not 100% sure. There's a term in that, and it's going right over my head, which is really annoying. Hang on. Let me look. I am not with it today. Oh, clankers. I've got clangers. I can't. It's not giving me the terminology for clankers, which is annoying. If it's a mistake, then for me, every single day, I mess up all the time, just like now, to be honest. If it's regarding to like the different sets and the sets not being fantastic, then yeah, there's been some of those as well. But Yeah, it's oh, hang on. I just said you're gonna need. He does come in his suit, doesn't he? There you go. So you don't need an extra figure for him. Completely forgot about that. He comes in his he comes in the outfit. So this is obviously him in the prison. So I'm assuming the next bag will be Luke in the same thing. So if you wanted to, and you wanted to just put a helmet on that one, you got another body then to mix and match and do whatever it is that you want to do with. Where was I? Here. So right, this is now being. Where are we now? Attaching this, looking that way, round. That goes through and under. Right, we have got. It does move. Oh, yeah, sorry. Like I said, if Jay was here, he would have clocked onto that straight away. For me, I'm still rough and ready with all the Star Wars bits and pieces. I don't know if I've. Oh, it's a swear word for them. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. No, I don't own any. I've seen that. I've seen loads of the Clone Wars stuff on Disney, loads and loads and loads of it, because that's where this what used to be here for the display was all about, with the Republic gunship, obviously the balls, and then we've got all the bits and pieces. In fact, I can even remember them talking about that and then reprogramming them with it. So, yeah, sorry, that was a schoolboy error that slipped straight over my head. But that is a Roger moment. So sorry. But going back to this, I've got a lot moving, which is good. What isn't good? I am now beyond. I keep saying I'm beyond paranoid with the amount of spare pieces that I keep seeing, and there's no way that this is a spare piece. Just isn't. Where does this go? Back. Oh, one of the first things that's supposed to go on. There, it goes there. What a pleb. There we go. Nobody saw that. It's all right. So, yeah, we've gone from having no spare bits to now receiving really random spare pieces. So we've got like one 1x2 tile, one sort of cheese grater cheese wedge, which I'm not 100% sure why, because there's only two on this one anyway. So why they've given that as a spare. Like I said, I'm going to be very, very paranoid with all of the spare bits that come out, because we haven't had enough spares. It's when you get big pieces, you know that it's gone wrong. But what threw me is, for about 2 or 3 bags in a row in this set, you got no spare bits, and then you got one, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, I don't know, it's because it's really, there's lots and lots of pieces going on that, and obviously you can see that it's all the walls, so they're obviously expecting you to drop bits and pieces and lose it on the floor. Whereas the bigger bits, there's been no big pieces left. And some of the bags are only big bits. So you get through it really quickly. But looking at bag 17, where you're getting Leia, it's going to be another wall. So it's just going to be loads and loads of small pieces again. So I'm assuming I'm going to get a couple of small bits. And then as we progress on, because it looks like, looking at bag 23 and a few of the others, it goes all back to big bits, and you're getting no spare pieces at all. But I said this a couple of times now, with how sturdy this is compared to some of the sets I've built in the past, it's quite nice. Because I have built other stuff in the past where it literally falls apart. So now I have a thing with this young lady, because every time I build her, she seems to go missing, or I make a bit of a mistake with her. But she has got her actual hairpiece that should be on them. So that's all right. How many minifigures are we up to now then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're up to 10 figures in 17 bags. So just trying to think with the Chewie's part of this, if you wanted to, would be part of this diorama. Obviously, she would be part of this diorama as well. The outfit that Han is wearing is going to be part of this diorama, but then if you put him in here, you then can't have him up top fighting the prison guards. So you are going to need duplicates if you wanted to. But don't forget, this is literally a diorama history of the Death Star, and they do give you duplicate minifigures of them over the different films, but obviously they only give you one of each from that film. So obviously as they would do. So it's up to you what your favorite scene is or how you're gonna utilize it. But yeah, it's definitely going to need some more figures. But like I said, when it gets to these big pieces, you fly through, which is great. While building the Falcon, I found big pieces left. Luckily, the only ones need to be added at the bottom. Yeah. Sometimes it's a bit of a worry. Then you start thinking, oh no, and you turn it around and go, all right, that's fine. Yeah, because so I was saying that with the bigger builds, when they try and get say 6 numbers on each page rather than just 4, because this is a 4 and 3 configuration, it's not printed too far into the inside of the manual. But then sometimes when it's right in on the curve and you just don't think to check, it's not until later down the line you go, oh, that one square that I thought was a spare piece clearly isn't a spare piece, and now I need to turn the thing upside down and just hope it doesn't fall apart before it all goes wrong, because I've made some proper mistakes in the past. Normally when I'm live, to be honest, because I used to do all the live streams on Instagram, then I just haven't done a live stream build for a long time. And now I have got the opportunity to do it. I thought, well, this is the perfect set to do it with. And we'll start to do a live build, a bit of a live build series, and just see how it goes. I just want to learn what days are more popular than others, what time frame works for people a little bit better. Sundays are definite. 4:00 on a Sunday in the UK will be a regular time slot. But if I go down to twice a week, it would either be Sunday, Monday, or it'll be Sunday, Thursday, I think, because they seem to be two good days spread apart. But at the moment, I'm just going to keep going live as much as I can this week, just to tuck into this, because obviously I want to build this live with everybody, but I also would like to try and do an honest review, if anybody cares, of a detailed review of this thing, which I think is going to be an absolute pain in the backside because it's so big. I don't even know how I'm going to be able to set up the camera or I'm going to put it for a live build, to be honest, a live review. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes, and then we'll just keep playing the game. So the main thing is that you guys and girls are happy building all the sets that you've got there. I've got a set ready to go once this is done, which is the Ninjago City Markets. So I think there's a lot of Ninjago fans as well, so they'll enjoy seeing that being built, because obviously I know it's a slightly older set, but it doesn't matter. I don't think it makes a difference. Obviously yesterday we had some special guests in. So Jay's Toy Collection UK jumped in, said hello, and then Lego King was in the background building and keep jumping in. So that might be a thing that we do in the future, where we have more special guests come in, where they can, every time I finish a bag, they can just jump on the screen for a minute or two, basically show everybody what they've got up to, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, come back down. So yeah, there's all sorts. But yeah, it's never fun when you mess up really, really badly, and then you think, oh no. I've said this every live stream this week just because it haunts me, and we're blaming Jay for this. I had the big UCS Falcon. When I say I used to have it, I don't anymore because it just fell apart all the time and I couldn't stand trying to move the thing. I think it's bag number 1. It was step 2 or 3, and you had to put a Technic pin in one of the holes. just like, you know, just talking away, doing that, didn't think anything of it. Put it all in, start putting it all together, yada, 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 yada. Get to like bag 8. And I realised I put a pin in the wrong hole. But because you had already pinned it together, you had to literally undo 8 bags of work just to put it back in the right hole again. Crying didn't even come close. The laughter and abuse I received still haunts me to this day. It was very, very funny, mind. But then, what did I go and say on Sunday? Oh, I wouldn't mind having the Falcon close to this. And if I had the Falcon again, I'd try and do it in 1 big build or 2 big builds. So let's see what next year brings with regards to other UCS Star Wars stuff. Because if you can pick them up in a big sale, because I don't know if next year is going to be the last year for this Falcon. It's got to the point now, there's so many of them about, that if you wanted to get a second-hand one or a pre-built one, they're cheaper than some of the Lego sets that are out currently, just non-Lego Star Wars stuff. So it is amazing to see what is out and about at the moment with regards to stuff that is available. But we are on step 438. This is bag 3 of this compactor. And I honestly was not expecting this amount of detail for the start of booklet number 2, after how much of a breeze all of the other bits and pieces went in, because you are now building an opposite wall, which looks, obviously it looks great. But I just wonder if every single room is going to be this detailed. And the other thing I was thinking of then, I was starting to get sidetracked, is after me and Jay went to the Lego store and saw that they've released Series 1 brickheads for Stranger Things. Now, why they didn't do that when Stranger Things first came out, I don't know. And why they've slept on it until now. I don't know if we're going to get a massive bombardment of all Stranger Things stuff, because obviously Netflix TV shows only have a certain shelf life. So when it comes to Stranger Things and other little bits and pieces, when they're finished, they're finished. Whereas these sorts of films, they're about for ages, because there's always TV shows and everybody speaks about the films. When it comes to actual shows, it's not so much. But what are we going to be getting from Stranger Things before it finally gives up? Because I have got the upside down house on the floor built, so you've got all the original cast in. Then Series 2 came out, didn't do a thing. Series 3, nothing. Series 4 is obviously warming up to get going next month, and now out of nowhere they've just released some brickheads for it. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they are actually going to be doing for Stranger Things, because it'd be very interesting to see if they have anything in the pipeline. And obviously with the Ninjago stuff, it seems to be that it's going to be a big anniversary year. So I wonder what they're going to be doing for that as well. Oh God, there's so much layering on this. We're 4 layers up, 4? I think we're 4 layers up. So again, this one little panel is very, very similar to the other panel. It's literally a whole bag again, just for those little bits and pieces. But I am very, very grateful that you guys and girls that designed this have added in that beautiful the bright lime green color. My words out, because it makes life so much easier just being able to see it, because you can actually put it together at quite a quick pace. In fact, I keep saying it, there's not that many pieces per bag. Gives you the opportunity, if you wanted to really storm through and build it quite quick, which again is it's quite nice if you wanted to build it quickly. I tend to build it kind of, if I wasn't doing it live, obviously you do it, I say do it two-handed, I'd be doing it how I am, but I'd be sat a little bit more comfortable, so I wouldn't have it so far to my right, and then you guys and girls couldn't see it. Right, you take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope you sleep well, because obviously you are ahead of us for timing. So good night and good night. I will hopefully catch you on another live So yes, there is a lot to come with regards to the lives, and a lot going on currently with this one, because I was only going to go live for, I was either going to go for like an hour, hour and a half, no longer than 90 minutes tonight, but I don't know when this, how many bags there are for this. You know, that's terrifying when it's got a whole step by itself for one piece. So what are we supposed to be doing? So that's the other grill. That's the wall. You're seeing the back end of it. That's the front of it. That's the bits and pieces on the sides. Tell you what, it's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger in hand. Uwer says, with regards to what this trash compactor actually is. Because again, on the Lego website, it looked tiny, and this is one of the smaller rooms. So when it comes into some of the other rooms, we have a spoon. What have we got a spoon for? You've got spoons, knives, forks. Is that car exhaust? It is. Okay. What? Oh, what are we doing with this? That's not gonna. Oh, I'm missing a piece. That's why. I said that's not going to sit in there. It sits in there though. Get in. Right, so that bit clips up onto there. So yeah, this is so much more detailed. Let's spoon the wrong way around. There we go. As you can see, there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of detail going on with it. All right, we're clipped on. Happy days. So that's the curve of the exhaust. Oh, that's why that has to be at the right angle, does it? Because that clips in and it goes in between there and up and on there, which is good. Right, so we've got a spoon, an exhaust, and I'm now about to put a fork or a spatula in another piece, all for looks, I guess. And then what have we got? We've got that bit. Oh, don't do this to me now. Oh, there. So there's nothing left on the table. I can not see where that piece is. So that is now going to be our driving. Is that our driving cog or not? There's a lot going on to this. So all this detail that's going on the back of this one, it's silly. Well, we've got a little gear that we're going to be making. Up. We've got the cog push through. Thank you. Got that bit. So this bit is obviously going to be some sort of driving mechanism for everything. Right, we are now sliding that one in. Come on. There we go. That one runs smoothly. That one not so. That one's a little bit stiffer. Oh, it's because I've got the gearing on the side. So yeah, it's a big. There you go. It's a big size, that. I know it's not as big as the actual diorama, but still, I'm surprised that there's a lot of pieces involved in that. I would like to know how many bags are involved in the trash compactor diorama compared to this, because this has really surprised me, which is nice. That has not so nice, because I've just put the same piece on top of each other and I didn't want to do that. Have I got it? We're all right. We had the nail strength to get it off. Oh, there's the eye. Got given a spare eyeball? Yes, we've been given a spare eyeball, because obviously they think that might go they might think the eyeball might go missing. So where does that? That goes in there. Right, so there's your eyeball. There's your eyeball going in. We've got that going across the top. One of those. It looks like we're going to have a couple of other bits and pieces to add on. So I haven't seen. You know when you don't see a colour get used and it gets slightly concerning? Why? That just wouldn't be a spare. Having a nightmare. Having a nightmare. I know this. No, that one is right. That one's at top. That one is there. Right, I'm lost now. So start on bag 17. I am looking for two red bits is what I'm looking for. 2 red circles. I haven't seen the. Where do they get used? Like I said, I am very, very cautious about the spare bits. Oh, it goes on the back of the eye. It just boosts the eye out, and they give, for whatever reason, they're giving you a spare one with the spare eyeball. So you just, well, the eyeball worked in the first place, but so that's back on there. So that's that mystery solved, and that eyeball is now back down. The next mystery is this piece. Because I don't understand why we've got these bits as well. So why have I been such a spanner on the wall? Oh, it goes there. I've got a piece where I can see where it goes, and I can't get it on because there's another bit in the way. So that bit goes there, and that bit goes back on there. What a pleb. Happy days, happy days. Right, I think, where are we with this? Because this is taking a while, and if this is going on, I think we've got Luke. Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit technical now, and it's going to take me longer than 20 minutes to do the next bag. So I'm going to wrap it up on this bit, and then we're going to carry on with the trash compactor. It's amazing actually how long and how detailed. This is 3 bags for this, so that is not too bad at all. But that's it, and I'm done. So guys, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I know it's only a short one tonight. I went on a little bit later just to work out the timings and things. I think I prefer going on at 6 rather than 6:30, and then sort of just catch different people that are starting and finishing work. Potentially go live this Thursday, or Thursday, Friday, or Sunday. So we will see exactly what's happening. But again, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll take care and take us next one.